At 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay.
KOGO News Time, 8:12.
Well, the end of summer and the beginning of a new school year can be stressful for parents and kids, of course. You're trying to manage work, the household, getting new school clothes, but are you overlooking the kids' anxiety or nervousness?
Psychologist Dr. Cindy Beretta-Shore is joining us here on the KOGO News Live Line. Dr. Shore, how are you?
Oh, good. Thanks for having me.
Really pleased to talk to you. Kids can get pretty worried about starting school. I remember it. I hated it. I was just an anxiety-ridden mess. So what's going on in their heads?
Oh, I know. Oftentimes a lot of things and a lot of things at once. The start of a new year is an exciting opportunity for them to learn new experiences and friendships. But it's also really scary and overwhelming, especially if you have a shy child or a child who's transitioning to a new school or a child who's had some learning differences. It can be really overwhelming and both exciting at the same time.
What about bullying? We hear about so much of it these days on social media. It seems like, kids would go to school, they'd get bullied, but now they can be bullied all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the platform for bullying has changed now with, social media. It can happen not only during the school hours, but also after school as well. And so that is unfortunately one of those things that you have to intervene, the sooner the better as you hear about it.
So when you do intervene, though, how do you both, because, we hear about kids who are kind of not prepared for bad things happening in their lives. So how do you both handle a bully or handle a bullying situation and also teach them to handle it themselves?
Yeah. Well, I think that a lot of the research is showing that partnering with other adults is really the most effective way at reducing bullying at school. And I think schools are really understanding this now and doing a much better job of both educating kids at school on what bullying behavior is, helping to both teach kids how to behave more appropriately and more socially with each other, but also understanding that when this happens, we need to intervene and we need to intervene immediately. And so, what parents can do is really tell the child this isn't their fault, and to then try to take actions to address this and not really putting the responsibility on the child, because that's then where, children will close off and then not start to report it as much to adults because they lose faith that adults will respond.
So what about the normal nerves and anxiety? How do you walk your kids through those feelings?
Yeah, so I think that you want to normalize it as much as possible. So understand that a new experience is both overwhelming and exciting, and that it'll get better with time, that they're going to get used to the routine. It's going to become more familiar. And you want to respond a little bit differently based on their developmental level. With younger kids, you want to rehearse what to expect. Maybe if this is their first year of kindergarten, you're going to walk them to the new school, give them a tour, get really excited about who their new teacher is going to be. And then you're also going to teach them, the basic stuff, like where to go when they need to use the restroom, or who to talk to if they have a stomach ache, or if they need a tissue. So just those basic, informational skills. And with older kids, you want to let them take the lead a little bit more. So with the teenagers, you want to kind of ask them, what will make you feel more prepared? Do you need any help from me getting organized or, buying notebooks or folders? Let them kind of take the lead on how you can best support them.
All right, Dr. Cindy Beretta-Shore with us here on the KOGO News Live Line, getting those kids ready for back to school, and if they're a little nervous, helping you handle that.
All right, thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, KOGO News Time 8:16.